Hello and welcome back to Colonial Kerbals. Now, in the last episode, you'll remember I was sitting out at the space station docking my payload. And I know that says something else, but it's showing up as a base, not a space station. It keeps changing. But that's not what this is going to be about today. I just want to show you one little additional feature. You'll notice on the end here, there's a group of solar panels. I needed to use these in order to replace this electrical charge that I'm losing. Because during the nighttime sky, let's go ahead and turn this down just a little bit, it tends to make my batteries drain even during the daylight hours. And I found this little array that I produced and sent up here on a separate mission to be enough to replenish what I have. Now, as you see, my oxygen's going up, my food is going up, and ever so slowly my water's going up. And the only reason it's saying that I'm running low on water is due to the fact that this here is reading this tank here. So this tank needs 2,300 units of water. I've only got 70 total on the base. I'm fine for water. So every time you see that warning message, that's only due to this and nothing else. But like I said, that's not what today is about. Today we are going to Mun and possibly on to Minmus. Let's go ahead and turn that off. In fact, there's Mun right there coming into view. So like I said, these two here on this craft, now that we can actually see it, get tested in the escape trajectory. And the little ion engine here will get tested inside a captured orbit, which I actually have. I'll set that as my target, and I can't switch to it. Okay. I'm not sure what I... Okay. Well, anyways, I actually have set up a burn to give me a minimal encounter with, or a minimal orbit with Mun, which, there we go. Delete on close. We'll go ahead and do the orbital telescope. It should be coming out anywhere on my craft. Does not appear so. Okay. So it decided it didn't... Oh, that's the pressure data. Toggle display. Toggle display. Oops, toggle sensors. That's the one I want. There we go. Toggle sensors one more time. And down here, universal. Okay, that's where my batteries are. Here we are. We can go ahead and keep on going. Oh, whoops. Let's go ahead first and do run test. That gives us that contract. And that gives us those contracts. 2 science, 41 science, and 135 science. So that's those 2 contracts completed. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Oops. Whoa, 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 whoa. back up here. There we go. And those will drift apart, and I'll just clean those up afterwards. So we can go ahead and go on our merry way to our maneuver node, which I'm forgetting to... There we go. We'll just hit it with the side of the craft. No, we won't. Okay. Now we can go ahead and time warp up. And the gear bay is already out of sight that way. And there goes that one. Which means that gear bay should be right there? Yeah. Okay. And the nice thing is, I should be getting a science alert telling me that I have science that I can do. We're almost into the double-banded bar of our reputation meter. And those might actually impact onto Mun. And those ones will escape and probably orbit Kerbin. Hopefully. But I have to keep an eye on my battery charge because it may or may not stay charged before I do my burn. My hope is that it stays charged. There we go. Nope, those are actually going to escape Mun as well. Go ahead and set this into free mode. Delete and close. And we should be not in an orbit yet. There we go. Now we're in an orbit. Which means now we can run this test, which gives us that contract for another 135 science. And just make sure I'm going to double check my staging one more time. And launch. There we go. It blew up something. What did it blow up? Exceeded G-force tolerance. Okay. Now that was neat. That might actually make it all the way down to Mun. Maybe not. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of that maneuver. We can add one here. Set as target. And burn out to there. Add a maneuver here. Oops. Add one here. I hate when that screws up like that. Okay. So we have basically a meter per second burn, which we have to get ready for to get us to Minmus. And the reason I'm doing a lot of this right now instead of doing a manned mission is the craft I want to launch, I need one more tech node in order to make it successful. Now, we'll set one here at the Apple Apps. And bring that around. And... I hate when this thing gets stuck like that. Focus view. Oops, wrong way. Ah. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to do this maneuver. Okay, and now we're back. That little incident we had on Mun produced a slight bit of a problem. One of my science devices exploded when that released. So... with that, I won't be able to get any telescope readings out of Minmus, but I should be able to get into a decent orbit. And from there, 60 meters, what can we produce out of here? Acceleration 24, so we'll say 25. About 3 seconds. We'll add that for, say, 10 before. 0, and we'll add the alarm. Go ahead and give ourselves some time warp. Delete on close. Magnetometer scan. And we'll send that back for full science. For 20 more science. There's the first completion. And we should still have our... There's Duna Ike. And we still have to achieve orbit around Minmus and get landed on Minmus. Actually, before I time warp too far, where is my maneuver node? We'll go ahead and leave the magna boom, or the magnetic boom thing, sticking straight out the side of our craft. Because it should not bother anything, I don't think. Okay. Let's go ahead and time warp down right to our maneuver node. Delete on close. And fire up the engine. Yeah, that's close enough. Take a temperature scan. And we'll send that back. We completed that parameter of the contract. Now comes the fun part. I want to land right there. So up here, we can go ahead and get ourselves... Oops. Right about there. So we'll just go out here, and then once we're over that, I can go ahead and kill off all the velocity and drop right down to the planet. It's not even a 1 second burn, but we'll set it for 5, 0, add the alarm, time warp up. I'm not entirely sure why I'm not getting science alerts like I'm supposed to. I'll have to look into that a little bit later. Okay. So we'll close the alarm and unpause, and of course I'm not facing my maneuver node. I'm getting kind of laxed in that, I think. Alrighty. Yeah, that's close enough. We should just clear that, so we'll just set that there. Go 1 minute before that maneuver node. Actually, before we go too far, rotate that up. Quite surprised that this craft made it as far as it did with what fuel it had. But this lower stage usually had enough to land a man on Mun, so it should have been overkill for this mission. Okay. Let's see here. We want to be over here. Oh, don't want to go quite that fast. Kind of worried about that mountain ridge right there. So knowing what I know, we might be okay. Might be okay. We might be okay. Delete on close. And are we going to be okay? Oh, just barely fine. Okay. Probe skimming the surface just quite nicely. We have 170 meters worth of juice we can kick off of here. And I have a feeling we're getting too close to the ground. Oh, whoops. I don't want that. I want surface. Ooh. Oops. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a failure. That was a failure. Close that. Oh, we can go ahead and... We explored Minmus. I'm going to accept that as a failure because I did not pay attention to my staging at all. So, I guess that means I get to do another craft to Minmus. That's always a fun job. However, I don't have the craft, I don't believe, loaded yet. But in the next episode, I'm going to attempt... Let me go out of here for a second. I'm going to attempt to put a crew member at the station. As well as... there we go. We'll go ahead and take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. On an escape trajectory out of Mun. We're going to take this one. But we're going to sit on it for a little bit. Now I have just enough to get what I want, which is this. And I don't have enough for these yet. I would love to get these. Oops, not that. Where'd it go? These ones, yeah. I want to get these solar panels here, and I want to make a bigger solar array. But cannot do that right this second. However, is it on this list? No. The craft I want is not brought over yet. So in the next episode, you're going to see a new craft that is designed for crew transfers and rescuing at a very minimal part count. So stay tuned for that. And if you liked the episode, please like, favorite, and subscribe, especially with me failing to land on Minmus, which would be the easiest thing to do. Leave me comments, of course, as always. And until next time, guys, have fun.